The Vanishing Wall shows quotes from European high and pop culture in an interactive installation. It could be seen in 17 European cities between August and November. What sets the art project going on? Language connects, culture shows diversity and similarities. Which quotes stand for Europe? Adorno's or Hannah Arendt sentences, a line from the Beatles song or a sentence from the film The Fabulous World of Amélie. In a Europe-wide quotation competition, the Goethe-Institut collected suggestions from citizens for the Vanishing or Disappearing Wall project as part of the EU Council Presidency. The most beautiful were engraved in several languages on wooden blocks, 20 centimeters long and placed in a 4.5 meter high plexiglass frame. Since the end of August, they could be seen gradually in central squares in 17 European cities in 10 countries. From Poznan to Nicosia, from The Hague to Turin. Visitors could take one of the blocks with them. What ultimately remains is the transparent plexiglass framework. The wall made of quotation blocks has disappeared. The dividing line has been overcome. How does the art action work on site? How is the atmosphere? How are the installations received by citizens? The German government asked those responsible at the Goethe-Instituts in Segovia, Thessaloniki and Brussels. Rebecca Castellano-Alonso, Program Department Coordinator, Goethe-Institut Madrid, said about the exhibition in Segovia, "The response to the project in Segovia was enormous. Within 24 hours, all the blocks with the quotes were gone from the disappearing wall. That was probably also because we presented it in cooperation with the Hay Festival. This is a big literature festival with many contemporary best-selling authors from Spain like Irene Vallejo or Julia Navarro. For 2 days, the Vanishing Wall stood in the Plaza Mayor, Segovia's market square. A good 3,000 people were there. Day trippers from nearby Madrid, tourists and many citizens of the city. The word got around, have a look, there's an unusual installation on our square. We invited writers from the Hay Festival to read quotations. That started a lot of discussions. Despite the distance regulations, only 2 people on each side were allowed on the wall. An incredibly lively atmosphere was created. Quotes were exchanged, read out to each other in different languages and discussed. The people were really starved for culture, for encounters. We had a lockdown in Spain for months, then the summer vacation. The wall quickly became a meeting point for people in the city. Long queues formed before noon and early in the evening. Nobody wanted to swap the quote they spontaneously pulled from the wall for another. Everyone could discover something for themselves in the drawing. I was touched by a mother with 3 small children who hesitantly approached me. "I'm from Morocco. Can I also take part in the European project?" That she even asked. The subject of Europe and its borders was the subject of many discussions in the Plaza Mayor. A group of young Spaniards got excited. Europe stands for the fact that there are no more borders, that everyone is equal. We wish that there are finally no more walls between people. I'm quite sure especially my Irish viewers will definitely agree to that. Stefanie Peter, head of the cultural programs in Southeast Europe, Goethe-Institut Athens, said about the exhibition in Thessaloniki. "Our Vanishing Wall stood on the harbor promenade, with the sea on one side and the city on the other. The mood was focused and curious. The visitors took their time to read the quotes that were on the blocks in Greek, German and the original language. It was well received that there was not only a sculpture to be admired here, but that the audience should become active themselves. I was impressed by how much everyone got involved. How important is culture for people? A jury of theater directors, writers and philosophers had selected 150 quotes from the long list of the competition for Thessaloniki, with which we especially hope to reach the people of Greece. From Sophocles to Oscar Wilde, Asterix and David Bowie to Rosa Luxemburg. Some were known, hardly anyone had heard of others before. But in the end we noticed, when making the selection, the quotations can be generalized. They fit all countries because we are all Europe. Elke Kashimoni, head of Southwest Europe, Goethe-Institut Brussels, said about the exhibition in Brussels and Antwerp. The Vanishing Wall in Antwerp and Brussels could not have been more different. Antwerp, 25 degrees, bright sun, a car-free Sunday, every hour musicians from the opera give a small concert on the square in front of it. Strollers stroll by, calmly pull the quotes from the disappearing wall, read, exchange ideas, enjoy the late summer. And in Brussels? Drizzle. The grand place has been swept clean in the morning. Only gradually does the city center come to life. Soon, despite the grey weather, there is a long queue at the entrance to the artwork. A total of around 4,500 visitors came to Brussels. Many families with children were there. We were pounded with questions. The interactive gave people wings. It was a wonderfully relaxed, contemplative mood. Many because of Corona and the strict security requirements. Otherwise, it would probably have been too full to be able to enjoy the sculpture. And where are there such live cultural events at the moment? People were more attentive, calmer. A maximum of 5 stood on one side of the wall and read quotations to themselves. How does that sound in French, Dutch, German? When selecting the quotes, the diversity of topics, languages and countries was important to us, and a balanced mix of male and female quoters. With a work of art we really reached a broad public. Discussions about serious topics got off to a playful start. 30 years of reunification, 30 years of European reorganization. What do walls mean for Europe today? What does solidarity mean to us in Europe? For me, and I'm still quoting the lady, don't forget that, it has seldom condensed so wonderfully as on the evening of October 3rd. It was still drizzling. The German embassy in Brussels had organized a light show to mark 30 years of reunification. The Grand Place and the Vanishing Wall were festively illuminated. The music was playing Wind of Change by the Scorpions, and hundreds of people stood together, with a safe distance, peacefully united. The Vanishing Wall of the Goethe-Institut is part of the cultural program of the German EU Council Presidency. The wall could be seen in Belgium, Germany, Greece, Great Britain, Italy, Lithuania, the Netherlands, Poland, Spain and Cyprus. The Goethe-Institut is the cultural institute of the Federal Republic of Germany that operates worldwide. With 157 institutes in 98 countries, it promotes knowledge of the German language abroad. It fosters international cultural cooperation, conveys an up-to-date image of Germany, and continuously advocates further strengthening of the values of the European Union: freedom, equality and openness. It has a total of 52 institutes in Europe. What would Europe be without its rich culture? Culture connects. Culture creates understanding and identity. With an extensive cultural program for the German Council Presidency, the federal government would like to strengthen the European public and make Europe's cultural diversity tangible. They are going a new way and invite all Europeans to take part. The centerpiece of the program is the participatory work of art Earth Speaker by the Icelandic-Danish artist Ólafur Ellerson, which aims to make the children of Europe heard. It is supplemented by other projects, 5 of them by the Goethe-Institut, which are taking place across the EU member states. In their Culture in Focus feature, they present the projects and their backgrounds. And now I just want to add some quotations from the exhibition as examples. Roots and wings. Let the wings grow roots and the roots fly. It's from Juan Ramón Jiménez. This Europe must not become a fortress in which we isolate ourselves from the others. It has to be open. Helmut Kohl, former Chancellor of Germany and Chancellor at the time of the reunification. Freedom is always only the freedom of those who think differently. Rosa Luxemburg. What day is it? Asked Pooh. It's today, squeaked Piglet. My favorite day, said Pooh. Alan Alexander Milne. We have different stories. We would insist on them, and we should start telling these stories to each other. Christa Wolf. And if you now want to know more about European or global politics, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you on the end screen, right next to your chance to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß!